All right, what's up? Let's review these trades here for Wednesday, May 18th, 2022. Today I'm finishing up $165.72, so that's pretty solid. Market still semi-cold. We had a really good move on DPSI though. It's gapping up right now 120% from yesterday's close. Who knows if this is going to go any higher? It does have resistance at 1489, and then sorry, the 3-year at 1489 is the high. If we get up to that level, then definitely might think about trading this again. But let's go over the trades that I had. I traded 5 different stocks, a lot of stocks today. Pre-market, I was up. I had a nice cushion on the day, up $50 or so, around $50 going into the open. And then right at the open, I gave back pretty much everything, taking loss after loss after loss. And then I was able to get behind PIK, and I made a nice good $130 on that, and then traded DPSI and was able to make $40 on that. So I finished the day up 165. Could have made more on DPSI, but just because it was after 10 o'clock, I was already at kind of like my daily goal of $100 a day, and I didn't feel the need to take massive risk on this because the spreads were much bigger. We have a history of the market of being slower the past couple of weeks, so I stayed conservative. However, I was still trading 20 shares increments, 10, 20 share increments. I was able to walk away with $40, an extra $40, so that's pretty good. So without further ado, let's review these trades. Let's start with AGRI. This one gave a nice move through $3. Previous resistance point shows 304, 305. Let's make sure these trades here come up. Okay. So here it popped up, very light volume still in this area. However, kind of trading this, looking for a breakthrough $3. Scratching here, adding, for a breakout here, but gets sold into. Breakout again, adding for a breakout, gets sold into. These are just kind of like break-even trades, maybe small wins. Here, 1,000 shares looking for a move up towards 3, but, take a small scratch there. And then we finally got volume out of nowhere at 9 o'clock when news broke through. Somebody had a stake in the company for 67% of the shares, and it rode up. I didn't immediately punch the buy at 305, which I should have. I kind of waited for a first pullback, which I got in at 313. I should have punched it right at 305, and I saw volume come in, but I didn't know if it was a fake move or an authentic move or what was happening until I saw the news. So then at that point, it was already up 322, and I was like, all right, I might be chasing it here. So I waited for the pullback, 313, 400 shares, made a nice 8 cents on that. And then from there, it just kept fading and fading, and then we got this choppy grinding action here. Nothing really good, and just pretty much just took my profit and walked on AGRI, finishing up at 38.39 on that. DPSI. So let's go to Veru. Veru had traded pre-market. Thought this was strong since it broke VWAP and had a nice strong candle here and was holding into the open. I thought this would make a move through 1640. So I was pretty much trying to buy in the dips and then adding on that reclaim, in which we just kept getting sells back, sell rejection candles back under VWAP. And that kept spooking me. I kept taking losses and losses. I was taking pretty decent share size, 400 shares on a $15 stock. That's about what, $3,000, $6,000 position size. That's really big for me. And I had a $50 cushion going into the open, and this is what I gave back. The cushion I made here on this first 1 minute pullback. And then here I gave it all back. So I gave back like a $60 loss on this whole range here. because I was looking for a move through 1640. I thought there was a lot of momentum still from yesterday. We had a strong close, and then we had resistance at 1750. So I was looking for a break of 1750. That's what I was looking for. However, there's just a lot of sellers, and I had to manage my risk, and I just kept taking, small losses, thinking, eventually I'm going to have that big winner through 1640. And we ended up double topping at 1640 and reversing super hard. And I took a loss, 400 shares, 3 cents, only 3 cents, which is good, but still, that's a $12 loss, and then a huge rejection candle. Then from there, I was done. I didn't trade that anymore, and then it just went hard backside since then. And that was it on Veru. Finished that one down $25. RDBX. Let's look at RDBX. RDBX here. Right at the open was a really strong. I saw this reclaiming this level, the red to green, and then making a move. Making a move through the high. However, I was still reluctant to buy. The volume was really light the first 2 minutes, less than 100,000 shares per 1 minute candle, and then immediately jumped to 600,000 shares in that candle that broke through $4. And at this point, I got a little bit of FOMO, adding my first position at 409. Then I realized I was just in too high. I took a 2-cent loss in there. Then added on a dip at 401 or support off $4. I didn't even realize that this was I should have held, because it was a first 1 minute pullback after a fresh breakout. And it showed that there was volume on this. I should have held that. I could have got potentially 20 cents on that. And I ended up closing that for a scratch and then holding a portion of that for a small win. And really overall, and then I FOMO'd back into it at, looks like at 40, no. Yeah, no, I sold portion at 407 and then 401. So really 200 shares, I made 6 cents on that. So about $12 RDBX. But I ended red probably because of this. Here I FOMO'd into that. 600 shares here, boom, boom. Yeah, so no, this was 600 shares I took a 1 cent loss on, or 2 cent loss. And then here I took a loss. So I didn't have any green trades actually on this. What I should have done is held this position for, a pushback through the high, because it was that fresh breakout 1 minute pullback. That's a great setup for me. I usually do well on it. However, I thought I was in too high, and I just shook myself out mentally. Like, look at his backside, and didn't end up having a really strong sell-off here. So, I mean, I wasn't entirely wrong. However, in hindsight, I could have made more if I held that position. So finishing RDBX down $10. Then we had, did we review AGRI? Yeah, we reviewed AGRI. So let's go to PIK. This was the one, at this point, I'm down like $30 on the day. No, sorry, like $20 on the day. I was like ready to accept a red day today, just because it just didn't feel like my day. Like, I just kept having back-to-back scratches or small losses, gave back my cushion, and now I'm back to red on the day. I was ready to just accept it to be a red day and was okay with it until PIK started getting some massive volume. And I was really anticipating a breakout of this pre-market high. So we got 700,000 shares on that candle, 600,000. The high was almost 1 million shares of volume. So I was getting super aggressive on this. I thought this would be a good winner here, but didn't run as far as I thought it would. But I was still able to walk away with some profit. So here, 42, took my starter at 42. It just wouldn't give me that dip. So I kind of just, it kept holding this pivot point. So I just kind of just took my first position, small size, 200 shares. So that's about a $500 position in size. Looking for another entry. If it dipped down below, I would add more, in that case it did happen. I added at 245 here, and then we got a breakout, and wow, I actually took a loss. Yeah, so I took a loss actually on this first position, and then I added back 400 shares at 39 for a bounce off of the VWAP. and took that off for a 1 cent gain. I really should have held that. I don't know what I was doing there. And then it dipped down below VWAP, reclaimed, and this candle turned from red to green on increasing volume. I saw tape going green on the tape. 800 shares on $202.40, and taking half off at break even. Not smart. I don't know why I did that. 244 added 2,000 shares. Very, very aggressive. That's $5,000 position size. At 244, I was really confident it would break 250. It did top out at 250 here, and I thought, that's the next pivot point. That's the area where we're looking for stock to break. And it kept, hitting 250, pulling back, hitting 250, pulling back, hitting 250, pulling back. And then on the pullbacks, I would add. And so here I took 16 off at 246 to a 2 cent win. And then I added back at 248. And then for to break at 250, adding. And then I was in 2,400 shares and taking it off at, about break even. Not the best there. Not the best fill there. And then 254, I got my next ad, looking for a break of the high, taking some off on the extension. At this point, we're a little bit extended off the 9 EMA, so I take some off for a 2 cent gain on 2,000 shares. And then we got a pullback, kind of just scalping the bottom and selling into the pops. Was able to capture another 3 cents on 1,600 shares, and then selling the rest at break even. Again, looking for that move through 260, adding 257, looking for that move past 265. Never really get it, so I'm taking these off break even or a small loss or a small win. And that was it. PIK, I was able to walk away with actually $123. I can't really find the trade that I made the money on, but I think I just had a lot of $20 wins. So we'll go through here. Let me see the profits here. So PIK, that first trade here, I took $20 loss, then a $3 win, and then a $15 win, a $22 win, a $47 win, $7 win, and then another $17 loss, and then a $50 win, $26 win, $14 loss. So just a lot of $15, $20, $30 wins that added up into 123. I did a lot of scalping. Anytime it dipped, I would add, and then on the pop, I would always take my profit. That's just how my strategy has adapted to this market, is just taking my profit quick, adding on the dips and taking my profit quick on the pops, on high relative volume stocks. And that's how I'm able to walk away green the past 2 weeks. And then, so let's look at DPSI. DPSI was the last one. This has made a massive move. It might actually keep going. I might trade this. If we reclaim, $11 and push back towards 12, I might trade this back again with 20 share lots or 20 share increments. I sized down here at this point. I was up $125, so about at my daily goal of like $100 a day. And so I didn't really want to give back money because this is a very volatile stock. Really, if you got caught in a flush in this, you could be down massively. The spreads would open up and you would get a lot of slippage. So I just wanted to trade it, small size. Hindsight, this was great entries here. I should have got more aggressive, but it is what it is. So 8 to 29 here, my first entry. I was looking for a break of 865, but kind of taking my profit at the breakout level. Here I added and added again, and then I still holding 10 shares, taking off into the taking off at break even. So this pushed into a halt, and then we opened it up. It opened up even, and I took my profit. And then on this pullback, I got a panic dip buy, took a nice 20 cents profit on that. DPSI is curling up again, so we might actually get some more moves on this. We're kind of just stopped out at $11. This could be a good setup. We were consolidating near the highs, so we might see a breakout up towards $13 or $14 and maybe through the high 14.20, was it 14.25? And then we started getting, near the pre-market high of 12.50, and that's where I was looking for a break at 12.50. And here I started trading it again, up here looking for a pop. Very, in hindsight, this is very extended here. I really shouldn't have been trading it, and so I took this off for a scratch. And then we got a huge flush down here, and I bought the support off the 9 EMA and got a nice 60 cents. Insane. That's insane. 60 cents on 20 shares. It's really, really good. Or no, 10 shares. Sorry, 10 shares. This was a break even because I was holding 10 shares and then I sold at a break even. But 10 shares, 60 cents. If I was in a normal size, like 100 shares, that's $60 added onto my P&L. But, I just needed to manage my risk. It was getting later in the day. So it made sense to size down. Then we halted down and then I added on the resumption. This is a beautiful entry. Look at that, 985. If I would have held that all the way up to the breakout, I would have been up $40 on 20. I would be up $2 a share, about 18-20% on a $20 share size, which is really, really good percentage-wise. Imagine if I had bigger share size. So then here, kind of taking my profits, adding on the dips, looking for a break of this next candle, taking it off, and then adding on a dip. Got a break of VWAP, taking it off, adding on a dip, taking it off. And then it kind of just grinded its way back to the top. And then here I was looking for a break of 12.20, looking for a move up to 12.50. Is 100 shares. However, took some off for a 20 cent, half of it off about for a 20-cent loss. And then added it back at 12.30, and then I took that one off for a nice 15-cent win, and that put me up on this stock pretty good, about $40 on small share size, which is pretty good. And here, we got to dip back. We reclaimed the 9 EMA and then dip back to the 9 EMA, which I then took my starter size for support of 9 EMA and then taking it off on like small little pops, which also was a small win. So that is it today. I thought it was going to be red today. I really did. But PIK popped up and I just got dialed in. I got super focused. I turned all distractions off. I hate when the market is moving and I'm like, busy on some like other website, scrolling through Amazon, scrolling through the news or Facebook. Like I need to get off Facebook. I just like scrolling through stuff and it distracts me, and then I can't just shift my focus back on the market and just start trading immediately because I don't know, the flow of the market. I like, when I've been watching a stock for like 20-30 minutes and I can feel the flow of how it moves, and then I can, start deciding how I want to trade this rather than, jumping from a completely different headspace to trading. I can never really, make that quick shift. So I really need to stop with the distractions. But anyways, I thought it was going to be a red day, and it turned out, PIK gave some good moves and DPSI gave some good moves, and I was able to recover fairly quickly and end up the day $165. So that's really, really good. And on the week, I'm up about, let's see, 481. So that's really good. Still 2 trading days left. Who knows what's going to happen, if we're going to get more moves on DPSI, or we're going to get some other stocks that are going to pop up later in the week. So I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing. And that is, my adaptive strategy of taking my profits quick and, not holding on to my losers, because these backsides and these moves are super, super deadly. And I don't want to be bag holding longer than, a couple minutes on a pullback, or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, because, if it's hanging around on a pullback, it's more likely that it's going to be a backside move rather than, a reclaim and a rip, because we haven't been really seeing that lately. So just going to keep managing my risk and moving forward. So that's it, and I'll see you guys on the next day trading recap tomorrow, May 19th, 2022. All right, peace.